I think it might be, a fair assessment to say that, AT&T and the phone companies of every nation and so on are like, they're kind of like nonviolent information gatherers, if they're anything. They're not really active participants in, schemes of violence and so on. I think they're probably more like, the so-called filmmakers of the, of history, or historians or whatever. I think that was the way that Alexander Graham Bell and many other people could sort of accept what they were doing ethically, just by saying, we're nonviolent. What we're doing is nonviolent. We're basically, filming and recording the audio of the public in their houses. And yeah, maybe diabolical people are using that information to commit violent crime, but we're not taking part in violent crime, other than at the accessory level. We're not actually participating in violent crime. I hope that's the truth, that they more or less are just, filmmakers or whatever, that they, and I think that would explain why they're not, why there's a certain amount of tolerance for people exposing what they're doing, because they're not violent people. That it really has just been a matter of, well, nobody simply has ever exposed them before. I think there's potentially some evidence to the contrary that, that so-called rats had a tough time, obviously. Whistleblowers and so on have definitely had a tough time. But, to what extent isn't really known, at least by me. But I think, some people have said that there's definitely, there definitely are graphic and grotesque displays on both sides, probably, of corpses of symbolic people who, either were very evil for the side of the good people, or were very good for the side of the evil people. But of course, good and evil is all your perspective of, what some people think is good, the other people think is evil, and vice versa. So, but that's the kind of thing I think that could possibly be said for AT&T and the phone companies who store the largest archive of all images and sounds on Earth, is that they're more or less just information gatherers. And that would explain why, it really just is a matter of the public exposing what they're doing, and then, and opening up the archive legally to the public for all people to see, without any, I think, real, or certainly non-violent resistance from anybody in the phone company. It's almost as if they've been waiting for it to happen, but the public was never ready for it. The public wasn't aware of what they were doing, and isn't aware of what they're doing, and, just simply there's never been an effort to try and access publicly all of their archives. So I think that's probably a relatively accurate picture of the people in the phone company. It's more or less like non-violent documenters of life on Earth. Hopefully that's the picture that is the accurate one.